Welcome to my channel Maths Pursuit. Today we will look into the questions from the chapter called Statistics. Hello friends, may I request you to please click on the subscribe button below this video. The given question is, the following table gives production yield per hectare of wheat of 100 farms of a village. In one row they have given production yield in kg per hectare, and in another row they have given number of farms. So production yield in kg per hectare 50 to 55, 55 to 60, 60 to 65, 65 to 70, 70 to 75, 75 to 80. Number of farms. When production yield is 50 to 55, number of farms is 2. When it is 55 to 60, number of farms is 8. When it is 60 to 65, number of farms is 12. When it is 65 to 70, number of farms is 24. When it is 70 to 75, number of farms is 38. When it is 75 to 80, number of farms is 16. Now, the question has asked us to change the distribution to a more than type distribution and draw its ogive. So guys, let us see how we are working out on this particular question. Now let us look here to the screen. I have posted here the data that is being given in the question. If you look here, you will notice that the question has given us the data in 2 rows. Within 2 rows, the question has given us this data, and the question has asked us to convert this data to a distribution type data, and that too to a more than distribution, and we need to draw a ogive for this. And if you look here, which distribution we need to convert. If you look here, they have given us the data as production yield. So this production yield, this is the distribution. This is the distribution. This production yield is the distribution, and we need to convert this distribution, that is 50 to 55, 55 to 60, all these things to a more than type distribution. Now coming to the second item, this is number of farms. So mostly this number of farms relates to the frequency, but occasionally they also give this number of farms or this particular item as cumulative frequency. But most of the time you will see that these particular numbers relates to the frequency. But how to determine whether it is a frequency or cumulative frequency? For frequency, if we add the total, we will see that the best check is that for frequency, these numbers would have been random numbers. You will see some random numbers. If these numbers are random numbers, then definitely that relates to frequency. But if these numbers are consistently increasing, then definitely that particular given data relates to cumulative frequency. And the other check is that this last number total, and the total that is that if we do for the frequency items, if we add all these things, this total and the last number total, if it matches, then definitely it relates to cumulative frequency. And the other check is that if it is a cumulative frequency, this total, the number that would have been given here should always match to that of the question. Definitely, if it is the cumulative frequency, or if it is a frequency, the sum total of the frequency, or if this is the cumulative frequency, something would have been told in the question about this number. These are the checks that we should do. Now coming here particularly for this question, here they have given number of farms. If you look here they have given number of farms, and they have given 2, 8, 12, 24, 38. Up to here we will feel that it relates to cumulative frequency, but suddenly the number decreased to 16. As the number decreased to 16, it gives us an idea that these numbers are frequency and not cumulative frequency. Now let us move ahead to start our calculation. Here I am going to post now the tabular form of the data. Now guys, let us look here to the screen. You will see that I have posted the given data in a tabular format. You will see that, or you will notice that I have posted the given data in a tabular format. And let us see what exactly is being given here, and let us analyze the data that I have posted here. So you will see that I have converted this distribution, like production yield distribution, to more than type. And how I converted? Let us see. You could see that the first item is like 50 to, the first range is, or the class intervals is like 50 to 55. 50 to 55 is the first class interval. So in order to convert it to the more than type, we always focus on the lower class interval. As I told you earlier, that if at all we are converting the distribution to a more than distribution, we always focus on the lower class interval. and if the data would have been if the question would have been for a less than ogive or the less than distribution, then we would have focused on the upper interval. But here the question asked us for the more than distribution, so we are focusing our attention on the lower intervals. All these lower intervals, we are focusing our attention on all these lower intervals of the given data range. Now for that reason, you could see that I have taken more than 50, because the first item is 50 to 55, that means it is more than 50, it is not below 50. The second item is 55, that means it is more than 55, not below 55. And the third item is 60, that means it is more than 60 and not below 60. Similarly, the last item is more than 75, that means it is more than 75 and not less than 75. Now after doing all these things, let us look here. After doing all these things, let us look here for the frequency. As I told you earlier that we need to calculate the frequency first. As I told you earlier, we need to sum total the frequency first. So let us add all these figures and check what figure we are getting or what number we are getting for this frequency. So if we add all these figures all together, we will get 100. Now whether this 100 or whether this total, whether the total of 100 that we are getting is correct or not, how we'll check? If you look at the question, definitely there would have been something mentioned about this 100. If something would have been mentioned about this 100, then definitely this total or this sum that or this addition that we did is correct. Now if you look at the question says the following table gives production yield per hectare of wheat of 100 farms. So as the question has told something about 100, then definitely this is the frequency and our total is correct. Now after calculating the frequency, let us pay our attention on the cumulative frequency. This is most important. Let us pay our attention on cumulative frequency. This is most important. We need to understand about this. How we determine the cumulative frequency in this case. Now our first row item is more than 50. So you could see that our first row item is more than 50. More than 50 means it covers this range, 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 including this also. More than 50. More than 50 means everything that comes above 50 are included these things. So for that reason, we are also going to take the sum total of these figures. We are going to take the sum total of these figures in this, and that figure is going to be our frequency. So if we add all these figures, we will get 100. So for that reason, the first cumulative frequency or the first number for our cumulative frequency is 100. Now after finding out the first cumulative frequency, let us find out the second figure. I believe till here we are very clear. Why we took 100? We took 100 because here the data is more than 50. More than 50 means it includes everything till 80. More than 50 means it includes everything till 80. More than 50, everything is being considered. More than 50 means. Now for that reason, we have added all the frequency, because every number is also included, because all these are a part of more than 50. Now we got 100. Now let us see what is going to be our second number. Here the second number is more than 55. So more than 55, that means we are excluding this one. This is not less than 55. So we are excluding the first data, that is frequency number 2. The frequency that is being given, that is the number 2, we are excluding. We are excluding this one, and we are adding all these things. 8 plus 12 plus 24 plus 38 plus 16, and we will put the information here. We will add all these things and we will put the information here. So if I add, we will get 98. Or in other way, I can say 100 minus 2 is this data. 100 minus 2 is this data. Similarly, if I consider more than 60 means it includes from here to here. It includes the frequency includes from here to here. That is, we are going to add all these numbers starting from 12 till 16. And what we will get? If we add all these numbers starting from 12 to 16, we will get 90. And the other way to calculate this one is like, we got the first number is 100. So 100 minus 2 is 98. 98 minus 8 is 90. 90 minus 12. 90 minus 12 is 78. 78 minus 24. 78 minus 24 is 54, because 78 minus 24 is 54, 54 minus 38 is 16. So these are the items we got for cumulative frequency. I hope we all understood how I calculated the cumulative frequency. So after understanding the cumulative frequency, let us look here to the other two columns. One column says that about x-axis and the other column says that about y-axis. So production yield we are going to show in our x-axis, and cumulative frequency, that is number of farms, we are going to show in our y-axis. So what are the numbers that we are, or what are the coordinates that we are going to consider in our x-axis? We are going to consider these numbers: more than 50, that means 50, 55, 60, 65, then 70, then 75. So these figures are going to be a part of our x-axis, and this also relates to production yield. So I'm going to write these figures: 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Hope guys till here we are very clear. Now after finding out the x-axis, let us look for the y-axis. So the y-axis relates to all those figures that we calculated here for cumulative frequency. Simply we need to copy and paste all these figures here: 100, 98, 90, 78, 54 and 16. So all these cumulative frequency items are part of the y-axis. Now after finding out the x-axis and y-axis, now it would be very easy for us to draw the graph. So let us now see how the more than ogive graph looks here for this particular data. Now let us look here on to the screen. Now let us look here to the screen. I am going to post the graph, the ogive curve, more than ogive curve. If you look here to the screen, you will see that I have posted the more than ogive curve, and let us see how it looks. Now you could see that I have posted the more than ogive curve. So as I told you, we are going to consider in x-axis this production yield. And in y-axis cumulative frequency. We have considered. And on the top of this graph we have written more than ogive graph. The title of this graph is more than ogive because this is the ogive curve. And we already know that a more than ogive curve will flow from top to the bottom, whereas a less than ogive curve will flow from bottom to the top. And I already told you the logic behind this, why it is so. Let us try to again understand. If you look here to the cumulative frequency row, these numbers are gradually decreasing from 100, then 98, then 90, then 78, then 54, then 16. These numbers are decreasing for a more than ogive, and if it would have been a less than ogive, then these numbers would have increased from a lower number to a higher number. But here the numbers are decreasing from a higher number to a lower number. For that reason, particularly for this more than ogive curve, you will always find that the plot always, or the graph always, moves downward. And you could see, and let us now see what are those coordinates that we got and how these coordinates are reflecting here. The first coordinate is 50, 50, 100. The first coordinate is 50, 100, and then we have 55, 98, 60, 90, 65, 70, 78, 70, 54, and then we have 75, 16. Let us identify these coordinates in our graph. And let us see how far this graph is correct. The first number is 50, 100. Now you could see here this point is 50. You could see here this point is 50 on the x-axis and 100 is on the y-axis. So this relates to 50, 100. Then 55, 98. So this particular point relates to 55. If you would draw this, or if you plot this graph on a graph paper, it would be very easy to identify these numbers. It would be very easy to identify numbers. So this is 55, 98. Then we have 60, 90. So this is 60, and we have 90 here. This is 60 and we have 90 here. And then we have 65, 70, 78. Similarly 78 will fall somewhere here. Similarly 65, not 78, 65 on the x-axis will fall here, and 78 on the y-axis is this one. 78 on the y-axis is this one. Then we have 70, 54. 70 on x-axis, 70 on x-axis, and 54 on the y-axis. This is what. And then finally the last one we have 75, 16. 75 falls here, and 16 is this one. 16 is this one. Hope guys, this is what we plotted our, this is how we plotted our ogive curve. I believe till here we are very clear. But guys, still if you have any questions or doubts, please reach out to me in the comment section of this video. Definitely I will get back to you once I see your comments. Guys, if you really like my videos, please subscribe. If you really like my videos, I would request you to kindly subscribe and also let your friends know. This will motivate me to create similar videos in the future. Thank you. Bye.